Okay. So we are looking at our sketching and kind of how the process should go. So I'm not gonna say I cheated. I just was working smart, which is the real secret to um, good sketching process. I knew I was gonna base a lot of what I was gonna do off of text. So I just typed up the name of the company and then printed it a bunch of times. Um, and I knew, so it's construction, right? So I think I wanted some architectural shapes. So you kind of see like a roof line. Um, and guys, from the beginning, I'm not doing anything super complicated, and a lot of this seems super repetitive. It's fine to try different versions of a similar thing. Okay, um, that's the point. Pretty you should be open to different options. But by the time you found all of the different ideas and resources and examples, you should have a pretty good idea of the direction that you want to go in. And that's what I thought I had here. So I just typed up Jim Morgan construction and put it out. It's not really working, even by the end of this. I'm not loving it. So the next thing I did is I got a little bit of typography in there. So we did some heavier text with some lighter stuff and kind of made it a rectangular shape instead of a super long shape. Still continuing with that same idea. Then it extends. I try, you know, keeping it simple with simple lines, bringing in color. Then I think about bringing it up here. I could continue down this path, trying different things, adapting, and you can kind of see the evolution of it. Um, at this point, though, I switched to digital. Um, Digital's nice because you don't have to redraw it from scratch every time. What I did is I took this one, I selected it, copy, paste, put it down here, and then I made some additional tweaks, adding some additional lines, playing with colors. You can quickly switch backgrounds. I would just ask that if we're calling this sketching, that you copy and then paste a new one, and then try something else. That way we can see the progress and see the different options. Very much so what I'm doing seems linear, like it evolves and changes as I go along. But you could say, all right, at this point, I really like this one. I'm going to try four different versions with different colors and maybe some different line weights and go bum, bum, bum. That would be valid. So, what I'm going to ask for this next step in your sketching is one, that all of your sketches have some relationship, both, of course, to the original design, but also a relationship to some of your reference images. Don't just take the time to find the references and then just wing it on your own. There's no need to start from scratch or a blank slate. We have other things to work with. I'm going to ask for 15 sketches. Now, when I say 15 sketches, how many do I have here? Honestly, I would call this whole page like the equivalent of a couple. There's a few lines here. They took me a couple minutes at most. A sketch for you guys should take probably 3 to 5 minutes. So if this is a couple, I'd call this maybe a few, and I'd call this probably legit four. Um, so I'm at 2, 5, I'm at 9. So I'm most of the way there. I could go back and start playing with different versions because what I want to see in your sketches is, yes, versions with text, but also what does this logo look like without text, because you will be accepted or expected to have versions that do and do not have uh, sorry, got distracted sketching, do and do not have a font with it. So what might those different versions look like? If I just take away the font and cut off that, then it's not horrible. I think it needs some adjustment, and I'd like to see what that looks like. How long does this line extend? Does it become more symmetrical? I don't know. That's where I could get those final 5 or 6. Now, I'll also say that 15 is a minimum. You should not equate minimums with success. I think you need to do as many sketches as it takes to get a solid product, and I'm very happy to give you feedback and work with you along the way on what that final solid product is. But the more sketches you can do, the more revisions you can do, the better your end result will be. My experience, 15 is really a minimum if you have a very focused and good process. So we'll do these sketches, and once we think we have what we like, we'll end up rendering it in a final clean vector form. That'll be the next video.